So, hey everyone. I wanted to come out for a little walk today to just talk about a few things. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna like publish this or I'll just send it to my mom. So either say hello to my hard drive and never see the light of day, or welcome to, I guess, the first PhD blog. Is it too pretentious to call that? We'll see. So today, so it's a week before I'm starting my PhD. Oh yeah, of course. The angle. Why are we sitting like this? Because it's windy. I can probably see. Yeah, you can definitely see on my hair. It's really windy today. I chose the best day to record outside, and I'm sitting besides a cannon. I can show you. So, and you are sitting there, right there, right there. Okay, I hope this works. So, oh my god, the wind is moving the camera. God damn, I'm sorry. I will try to go and find a spot where I can chat a bit more about what's on my mind, because I want to talk about the PhD, because it's exactly 1 week before I officially commence my PhD, and I feel like I have some thoughts about it. I kind of want to record some expectations, kind of for myself, like what I expect before I get started, and then a year down the line or a few years down the line, we can just come back and all laugh at me. Yeah, that's about the plan. So yeah. All right. So I have not yet found a nice spot where there is no wind. You can probably still hear it. Kind of what I wanted to talk about today is, as I mentioned, is that like what I expect from the PhD itself, and I kind of want to think about this in like a few terms. Obviously, the one thing that I've been thinking most about is like the everydays and like how the day to day is going to look like with it. Um, because like I have been a full-time student for the past 17 years, give or take, which is quite a while. And then obviously I've worked jobs on the side, but they were usually the side jobs besides the full-time studies or in the summer. So I don't really have a concept of like what it's gonna be like to like work on the same thing for 40 hours a week and then have a weekend. I believe that was for you guys. Nice. I'm not sure how I feel about like doing the same thing for 40 hours and then having a weekend where I don't have to do it. Obviously, this is still research, so like weekend is a bit of a loose concept. Like if my brain decides to think about something, it's gonna think about something. So I expect this to be more on the you are just like you can't really turn it off. This is one expectation, like not being able to turn it off and like you just doing it for a bit of a longer haul. Oh, there's a table. I can sit down here. Nice. Okay, so I guess that's assumption number one, that like I will have weekends, so like technically, like I don't need to reply to emails over the weekends and stuff like that, but like I will still think about what I'm researching, obviously. Like it's really hard to turn it off just like that. I will be weirded out by that, I have to say. Like I did a good chunk of my university education during COVID, which meant that like attending school wasn't really a thing. It was much more self-paced, and I got very used to like just doing some work at odd hours or just going to the gym whenever I felt comfortable. So that's gonna be interesting to adjust, like seeing how that goes. But yeah, I guess I'll know more about it in a bit of time, in about a week, I guess. Wow, it's a lot harder to think about this kind of stuff when there are people walking around. What do I think? What do I think? Yeah, my girlfriend and I had a conversation about like why I was drawn to research in the first place. I see like two main angles in it, which I guess we can explore both. So the first one is kind of the taking information, like a lot of scattered information, and synthesizing it into something like one, like taking all kinds of random ideas and making weird connections between them. And that's just something that I really enjoy doing, just like researching stuff, like researching stuff, obviously. Like when it comes to my hobbies, when I got into the gym, I started off by reading and consuming every piece of information available to humankind on the topic. And then I just put together something in my head from it. And that's something that I've historically have been pretty good at least, you know, my educational or like my school track record suggests so. So that's just like playing into your strengths, you know. And I think like this kind of taking information and synthesizing it really is something that I am good at. So I think this is something that like is a very natural progression. I also have always been like an extremely curious kid. So, you know, research venturing into the unknown is very natural and something very like trivial to me. Trivial in the sense that it comes very naturally. Obviously, it's difficult and scary. That doesn't change just because I'm half decent at it. So yeah, this is one angle that I think will fit me pretty well. And we're walking again. So the other aspect, which is pretty interesting, is like a macro level order and a micro level chaos, which draws me towards doing a PhD and pursuing academia. And this is very interesting because, like, you know, I really like having a routine and my habits in place and being nice and consistent with stuff. But at the same time, like, I don't do particularly well with repetition and monotonity, which is a funny combination, I know. But doing research and doing a PhD kind of offers the opportunity to have like a macro level order, you know, like you are working towards something, like here acquiring your PhD or like defending your thesis or like even writing your thesis, obviously. So that's the macro level that you are working towards. But on the micro level, like day to day, I kind of expect it to be quite varied. You know, because some days you just need to read a bunch of papers, and that's one day. Sometimes you need to code, sometimes you need to actually brainstorm some ideas on how to proceed. So I expect quite a bit of variety in it with regards to the day-to-day activities. So like that kind of like macro level order of like building towards one big thing, but the micro level chaos of, you know, doing something else every day, I think that fits me very well personally. And you know, like the mixed, like this is something that you can do kind of anywhere, you know, like I have my little iPad, I can read papers on the go. I've done that for my master thesis too, and that's just like something that I really enjoy, you know, like I can just do it when inspiration hits, which is a very big thing for me. So yeah, I do expect that's gonna be quite nice. I guess that was expectation number 2 or 3, I lost count. But I do, ooh, yeah, this light is probably not very good. Yeah, so that was expectation number 3, I think. And yeah, I'm gonna think about some more, because I do think that it's gonna be very funny looking back at this a few years down the line. Okay, I came up with one more, which is that I do expect the whole process to be like a very non-linear process, in the sense that, like, I thought this was a bunny. It wasn't a bunny, unfortunately. I wanted to show you. But I do expect it to be very non-linear. So yeah, with the master's thesis, I had like 4 or 5 good sessions, which were like good sessions in the sense that like they shaped how the thesis itself turned out. And everything else was kind of like a preparation step to enable me to have those good sessions, you know? Like, reading a paper doesn't immediately get you closer to like an idea or a thesis, but reading enough papers and having notes on them enables you to have that one spark of genius, that one spark of imagination, let's say imagination instead of genius, so like that one spark of an idea that will turn into the thesis later on. And I do think like the PhD itself is going to be an extreme version of this. Again, the wind is very strong, that's why the camera is moving all weird. So I do expect it to be very, very non-linear, in the sense that like there will be weeks on end where I will feel like I'm making absolutely zero progress, just so at the end I can have that one idea which makes up for all the lost time. Obviously it's not lost time, but like it's gonna feel like it. So that's an assumption too, that I am gonna feel stuck a lot, and that's something that I will have to make peace with. Also, this park where I was walking is a bit on the sketchier side of things. Like, it's not always very nice. You can run into some weird people, especially at night. But I love walking in this direction. And that is because of these guys. There is an entire garden here full of animals, so now you are getting some chicken beer. Oh my god, just look at this guy. Just peak comfort. This is how I aspire to be. Good sir, I salute you. Alright, I think this covers about like the gist of it. Yeah, so this was the Little Expectations. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope that I will update you on this. I do intend so. Yeah, let's promise. Yeah, I will promise to update you on the expectations as they develop. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Ciao!